So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the two best center builds in NBA 2K23, and it's two completely different play styles. So buckle up your seatbelt, strap in, and let's go crazy. Now, for the first one, we're going to go with an old school type center. We're going to go 7'2" for the height, 243 for the weight, and then we're going to go ahead and go with an 8-foot wingspan. Now, this is clearly going to be an inside center, but this is an offensive anchor, guys, okay? Post hooking is back, post scoring is back. It goes absolutely crazy this year. People on Twitter are nonstop crying, and what you're going to do is you're not going to cry about it. You're going to adapt and adjust to the meta. So 96 on the close shot, guys, a 96 close shot, 60 driving dunk. Now I know what you're thinking, Choc, why would you go with 60 driving dunk? You're not really going to be catching the ball, taking a dribble and dunking it on a build like this. You don't really need to have some crazy driving dunk, but what you do need is a crazy standing dunk, guys. You're going to get a ton of contact with the gold rise up in a 90 standing dunk. And then 67 for the post control, guys. As you guys can see, that gets you 18 finishing, but the 96 close shot and the 90 standing dunk go absolutely crazy. From here, we're just going to put the free throw to a 70 in case you play Pro-Am. Now, if you don't play Pro-Am, don't put your free throw up, but it's always nice to have in case you play Pro-Am, in case you play right center. You never know what you're going to play. From here, 86 on the pass accuracy, guys. This is a fast break year. You want to make sure that you're throwing good outlet passes. You're going to be able to do that for sure with the Hall of Fame break starter. If you don't want to have your pass accuracy that high, you can obviously drop it, but I really do feel like this is a fast break medic. From here, 73 on the interior defense. You guys are 7'2" with an 8-foot wingspan. You don't have to be crazy, guys. People are not going to go up on you in the paint like that. You're huge. You're literally a giant. Are you going up on Taco Fall in the paint? Absolutely not. And you're about as close as it comes to that. 87 on the block, 99 on the offensive rebound, and then an 84 on the defensive rebound. From here, a 58 on the speed, which you guys are going to go ahead and say is way too slow, but I promise you, for whatever reason in this game, 58 speed does not feel that slow, guys. 86 on the strength, 75 on the vertical, and then an 85 on the stamina, guys. Look at this build real quick. Let's break it down. We have a 96 close shot and a 90 standing dunk, which fit the inside center meta, which is what it's looking like this game is. The paint is absolutely cracked out. You have a 70 free throw in case you guys decide to play Pro-Am or rec center, so you guys cannot be 50 in Shaquille O'Neal from the line. You have an 86 pass accuracy, so you guys can throw bullet passes and your build can actually make good plays. 86 pass accuracy also helps when you're in the post and they bring down the double team. You're going to throw fast kickouts and your teammates are going to be able to hit good shots because they're going to get clean catches. You have an insane rebound, an insane block, along with good speed, insane strength, and crazy vertical, guys. You're 7'2" with an 8-foot wingspan and a 75 vertical. I've seen this build live in action. My center uses this, and he gets crazy board animations because of it. For your takeovers, you're going to go with box out wall, and then you're going to go with paint intimidation. Those are the best two center badges. As you guys can see, we're going to have some crazy shades on this next screen right here. Wilt Chamberlain, Mitchell Robinson, and Rudy Gobert. But guys, anytime you have a shade of Wilt Chamberlain, it's telling you a lot about this build. It's a diming finisher, elite name, and it's an elite player for you guys to have. Now, you guys know me. I like to show builds that fit multiple playstyles. So we did an inside center build, and now it's time to do a popper build. So look, what you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to go 6'9" for the height, 218 for the weight, and then you're going to have a 7'7" wingspan. Now, I'm looking at my phone, guys. That way I give it to you exactly how I created it. I don't want to mess it up and give you guys the wrong build. So what you're going to go ahead and do, you're going to do an 80 driving dunk. Unlike the 7'2", this build could actually catch the ball and go dunk if need be. And it's just different playstyles. Obviously, a 7'2" is going to be parked more in the paint. This build is going to have people jumping to contest the three. So if somebody jumps and contests you three, you want to be able to get a quick drop off one. For the shooting, you're going to go ahead and you're going to have a 76 on the mid-range and then an 80 on the three-pointer, guys. An 80 three-pointer with a 76 mid-range on a popping build is really, really, really good. And a 57 free throw. Most people playing on this build are not going to play Pro-Am, so I'm not even going to go ahead and mess with it too much. Obviously, if you do play Pro-Am and you want to play on a popper like this, you can easily drop some things to get that free throw up. It's not very expensive. For the pass accuracy, we're going to go with 70 pass accuracy, guys, which does not sound that good, but I promise you, if you guys go look at videos that break down the pass accuracy thresholds, pass accuracy, it doesn't really make too much of a difference. All the passes are kind of mud anyway. Now, even though you're on a popper build, you guys are not going to be a slouch on the defensive end. As you guys can see, 85 on the interior, 86 on the perimeter, 90 on the steal, 90 on the block, 90 on the offensive rebound, and then a 99 on the defensive rebound. Now, some of you guys are going to say, Choc, why in the world does a 6'9" have better interior than a 7'2"? Well, it's quite obvious, actually. A 6'9" has to have more interior defense than a 7'2" would because it's much shorter and the wingspan is shorter. It's the same way I would say on a point guard build that a 6'1" with a 6'1" wingspan needs more perimeter than a 6'1" with a 6'7" wingspan because naturally the 6'7" is going to get more stops. From here, you're going to do 81 on the speed. You're going to go ahead and then you're going to go to the acceleration. You're going to take that to a 76. You're going to go ahead and you're going to have an 82 strength. You're going to have a 93 vertical, which is actually insane, and a 90 stamina, guys. Look at this build. This is an insane popper build for you guys to make. Same takeovers with a little bit more options here. You have lock takeover, you have sharp takeover. Those, in my opinion, are the two best takeovers for any center in the game. But you guys, obviously, if you guys want to have that popping, go ahead and do that. But look, Marcus Camby, Miles Turner, Joseph Nurkic, it really doesn't matter, guys. It's just shades of. But yeah, this build is actually insane. Glass cleaning lockdown. Because center is such a preference build when it comes to badges, I'm not even going to show you guys badge spreads. I'm going to talk about badges you should be running versus badges you shouldn't be running. So obviously things like back down Punisher, drop stepper, Giant Slayer on that 6'9", Slithery are going to be things that you should use. You would run Aerial Wizard low, but you don't really need it. Limitless Takeoff on the popper, but obviously not on the inside. And then Bully. You're going to want to have Bully and Posterizer on that inside center build for sure, because you're actually going to be bullying with that high strength on a 7'2" with an 8-foot wingspan. For the shooting, obviously the inside center build doesn't get it, but the popper build is going to get it, so you don't want to run things like Agent 3 because you're not going to be shooting fades on this build. You want catch and shoot, you want limitless range, you want green machine, you want Claymore, and you want things like catch and shoot, guys. Make sure that you're doing badges that fit the playstyle of the build that you're making. You don't need to have volume shooter on a center, don't need to have space creator on a center, don't need to have comeback kid. Like, don't waste your badge points in areas that aren't going to help you win games. For the playmaking, the most important thing that you guys can do is break starter, dimer, and needle threader. Those are the big three. If you guys can afford them, definitely make sure that you throw them all. And then for defense, guys, it all depends on your role. Some centers guard the corner in Pro-Am, some guard the back end, some guard the back end. Some people run 2 locks. It just depends on what you're playing with. But obviously, safe badges to run are interceptor, clamps, chase down artist, anchor, brick wall, pogo, rebound chaser, etc. Glove. Those are going to be the best badges, and then you would mix in that workhorse at whatever tier you can afford. That's the best way to run this badge spread, guys. Obviously, play around with it, tweak it to fit your team and your play style. Everybody expects differently from their center. I can play with you, and then your friend can play with you, and he's going to want you to have a different play style than I would want you to have. So you're going to have a play style and badge setup that's going to fit the point guard that you're playing with.